Okay, hey Marcia, this is William, and we're going to talk about the transfer process from a community college to a CSU or UC or private. Now, I discourage everybody from going to a private school. If you went to Stanford, they may take some of your credits, but it's really hard to know what classes to take, and some of the classes may not even prepare you for those classes over there. The reason being is that it does prepare you in a sense, but you may not want to take classes that are more advanced. You want to take it over there, which most people don't want the burden of having to compete with other students to get into a private school. So that is why when I say it doesn't prepare you, is that it doesn't prepare you for the major. It prepares you for the, maybe like you need general chemistry, that's lower division. There's upper division and there's lower division. We're going to get into that. But the lower division stuff, you can take prerequisites. Like, for instance, community college supports people without high school diplomas, or people with high school diplomas who didn't complete the A through G requirement. A through G is a set of requirements that you need to get into CSU or UC. Standard, like Algebra 2. The highest level of math is Algebra 2 you need to get into. If you never took that, you can take that at the community college. But there's a new law that says you can go in directly into transfer level math, which is like pre-calculus or calculus, without having to go through that. So there are math placements, which I'm going to explain, and there's different things that you're going to go through. Now let's get started. Why I highly recommend a community college is because you save money, you can get guaranteed admissions, you can get better admissions, and you can get into a college that you really want to without having to worry about your SAT score, as your mom was saying, you're taking SAT. You and your mom should watch this video together and learn about the process and make the right decision. Just because you want to go somewhere isn't worth it. If your future life, if you want to start a family, if you want to have a boyfriend or husband, is he going to pay for you? Is marriage going to pay? Not always. That's why or your parents going to support you? Not always, right? You may not get in also. So this is the process that's the cheapest, the best for you. Because you need to understand that life has obstacles. And for me to tell you that there's obstacles, I've experienced it. So I'm going to explain this to you, and we're going to get started on the process. So there are 3 colleges that are nearby, close to you, that I recommend you go to one of them. Don't go to multiple schools unless a school does not have the course you want. And I'll get to that, but let's talk about this. You have De Anza, you have Foothill, and you have West Valley, Mission. Foothill and De Anza are in the same district. West Valley and Mission College are in one district. De Anza College and Foothill College are on the quarter system. I think West Valley and Mission are on the semester system. Don't quote me right. Yeah, they're on the semester system. I recommend you go to De Anza because they're tops in transfer. They're the top transfer school in the Bay Area. Or at least in California, I don't know. But in the Bay, they're the top. So, if you want to go to Berkeley, that's going to be hard. If you want to go to Irvine, it's a lot easier because they have the tag. What's tag? Tag. Transfer admission guarantee. Let's say you start in spring 2025 and you want to transfer in 2 years. Let's say spring, fall 25, spring 26, 27, 26, fall 26, and spring 27. So you want to transfer in fall 27. When you apply for admissions, you're going to start applying for admissions in fall of 26. That's a quarter system, so whenever that is, you need to follow up with that. But fall of 26 is when you're applying for admissions. You meet the requirements by then you're able to transfer. They guarantee you a spot, right? And I'll explain how all this works in a moment. But now, let's get into first step, how to apply for admissions and what you need to do after high school. When you first get out of high school, you're going to have a diploma. That diploma will be used to determine whether you're eligible or not for financial aid. You need a high school diploma to get federal financial aid. So, let's get started. Now, let's say you're going to De Anza. Okay, let's get to the homepage. Go to deanza.edu.
To set up your device using a screen reader, turn on narrator.
Okay, sorry about that. That's my computer. I had to reinstall the operating system. So let's ignore that in the background. Now, when you get to deanza.edu, click on apply and register. Scroll all the way to the bottom until you see, okay, hold on. Until you see apply now. Now, California Community College is a system. So you're going to see this page come up and click on create an account and just put in your email address, right? And all that stuff, okay? Now, you're going to sign in and then you're going to select the year that you want to apply and the major, and then you're going to answer all the questions. You can always change the major later on in your account, but just right now, just do that. Just click apply now, click create an account, fill out your information, select the year you want to attend, create your account, and then answer the question, which is what your major is. Do you want to get a degree with associate's degree, or do you not? Do you want to transfer with associate's degree or transfer without? I'm going to explain that to you, okay, in a bit. But once you apply, right, they're going to use you to complete an assessment. Once you have applied, you'll receive a welcome letter with your campus-wide ID. Use that to log into the My Portal. And then open the app section and click on see title, look under My Records, and click View Placement Results. If you don't see a placement in My Portal, then we may not have received your high school transcript. Some high schools forwarded information automatic, but that doesn't always happen. In that case, here's how you can do the high school transcript assessment, fill it out, and transfer to the assessment center here. What I recommend you do is submit your high school transcript. You can either ask if you're a current student, ask your registrar's office to send a transcript here, or when you graduate, you can ask the district how to get a transcript sent to DeAnza. Okay, high school transcript, or you can just fill out this form and do the thing, and they'll give you a placement. They'll tell you what math class you can take and what English class you should start taking. Okay, based on your major. If you're a STEM major, you take this. If you're not a STEM major, you take that class. If you're everybody starts with English 1, but okay, based on high school, most people should start with English. But math, they may not. But there's a new law that says most people should start with transfer level classes. I'm not going to get into that, but just based on your placement on your high school transcript, you do that, or you fill out this high school assessment form. Okay? Now complete the orientation, which is just click that little link and then you'll do the orientation. Okay? So click on that, and it'll take you to the orientation page, and then you'll say complete orientation. If you want to do it online, do the online and sign up for the online orientation. In person, sign up for in-person orientation. Okay? Now, create an education plan. You can create one using DegreeWorks. You can click learn more about ed plans here, how to create one, new, abbreviated. Or you can schedule it with a counselor. But yeah, just follow through that. And then counselors are here. Right? Counselor by programs. You got program counselors. Or you can say new, and then you can say meet your counselor, right? So that's that, and then you're ready to go. Okay, so that's how you apply for admissions and go through all the process of that. Okay, next is financial aid. DeAnza has something called the DeAnza Promise Program. I'll explain that in a moment. Financial aid. They have something also called the fee waiver. As all community colleges have that. Your income is a certain place. They waive the $46 per unit. So that's that. So, but you do need to apply for FAFSA. Even if you don't think you're going to qualify, there's no income requirement, I think, for the fee for the DeAnza Promise. So you can do that if you want, right? You can just apply for the financial aid, FAFSA, and then do that. So now, there's the DeAnza College Promise. 2 years, they'll cover you. Free for 2 years, up to 15 units per quarter. Free transportation with VTA Smart. Okay? They'll also pay. Or they pay for your books. Let me see. No, just free tuition and free VTA Smart Pass. Okay? But you do need to register for at least 12 units, apply for admissions, and then you need to do the FAFSA or the K. The K does for undocumented students. You're doing the FAFSA. Okay? And the new FAFSA in 2025-2026 semester school year opens in December 1st. Okay? Your parents need to create their own student aid account. You need to create your own student aid account. Okay? And go through the process of that. Okay? Also, there are many classes with free or low-cost textbook course reserves. They have some books there, and then they're rental. You may also qualify for like a learning community, which is like EOPS for low-income students, or Garner Scholars for like low-income students. They have like these programs for you. Okay? But you do need at least be full-time, never went to a college, 12 units at least, and with a 2.0 GPA. Okay? And you must have income below 300,000 if you enter winter 2024 late. So yeah, you do need, this does have income requirements, $300,000, below 300,000, so 299,000 or less, okay? Income. I think that's AGI or something. I don't know. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Let's just say gross should not be more than 299,000, okay? Now, if you don't qualify for that, you still can qualify maybe for the promise, the California Promise Grant, which is the fee waiver, $46 per unit. They waive that. You have to check with once you apply for FAFSA, it will automatically check for you when it's sent to the school and all that. Okay? Now, the next step you need to do is you need to go to assist.org. Now, this should be used in conjunction with your counselor. So, assist.org is the articulation agreement between California community colleges and four-year universities. Now, there are some independent colleges that's part of like the college independent college system in California. We have some like independent. It's called the AICCU. These colleges I don't recommend that you go. Like Santa Clara University may be fine. That's a good university, Palo Alto University. But these colleges I don't recommend since they're expensive. They're not worth it. So, like Santa Clara University is still very expensive. They have weird requirements. So, my dream school is Irvine. So I'll pick Irvine. And I'll pick De Anza College. De Anza. You can put your CSU, you can put your community college here. You can do it backwards. Like, doesn't matter. It's from UC to CSU, or sorry, UC to De Anza to UC, or UC to a CSU. No, you can't do that. You can't go from four-year universities to another four-year university. That doesn't work. It's only community college in either one of these boxes and the other four-year university in the other box. So like if I want to put De Anza, I can put that there. I can put like, okay, now I want to go to I want to go to San Jose State. I can put that there, okay? Let's use Irvine, for example. Now, click on View Agreements. Okay. All of these do not matter. These are all blocked out. Just look at major. Always click on major over here. If those options are available for whatever school you want to go to, just click on major. Then search for biology. I want molecular and cell, biochemistry and molecular and cell. Molecular biology and biochemistry. Or developmental and cell bio. It says students interested in this major should follow the required and recommended course preparations for this. So look for this major. Now it says for this major. So all majors. So for this major, you follow this requirements for this. Okay. So biological sciences. I found that. That's that one. So click on that one. These are the requirements you need. And once you fulfill this requirement, then you can apply for that major once you enter. Okay. So they require DNA to organisms. That's Bioscience 93. Now you need to take Biosci 6B at De Anza. So that articulates that. Organisms and ecosystems, that's 6A and 6C, or 6AH, which is the honors, or 6CH, which is the other. Now, you only need one of these, right? So it's 6A and 6C and 6B. Okay? So it's either the two honor classes or the two non-honor classes, which is 6A and 6C, then 6B. Now remember, 6B is cell bio. 6A and 6C are plant and animal bio. So they're different classes. They're not in order. Like it's not A, B, C. Right? You start with A and you do C. Then you go to B. Okay? So that's that. Since it's a quarter system, that's why it's that. For general chemistry, you can either do the honor versions or you can do the non-honor version. When it says and, that means all three A, B, C need to be completed in order. This one's in order. Bio is not in order, but this one's in order. And then for the honors, you don't do it. You either do the non-honors or you do the honor. But it says and, that means you have to do one and the other, okay? And that articulates, so anything on the left side is the University of California Irvine class. Anything on the right side is the class that articulate, meaning it will count towards the class if you were to take it at Irvine, but you're taking it at the end, so it counts the same to that. Then you see organic chemistry, you need 12A, 12B, 12C. right? And then additional approved means it's not required, but it's approved, meaning you do need to complete it to get the degree. You need to complete the class, but you don't need to complete it at Irvine. You do need to complete it at Irvine, but you don't need to complete it at De Anza. That means if you have time and your counselor plans it out, you should do it. Try to do as much as you can here. But if you don't want to do it or you don't have time, that's fine. You don't have to do it. You can do it at Irvine. You can do it at the 4-year school if it says additionally approved, right? So it says complete one series, 2A, 2B, 2C. That's physics. You do need that, right? But physics might need calculus, so make sure you do that. Or you can do the 4A, 4B, and 4C. Now the 4A, 4B, and 4C is for engineers, so you should not do that. If you're a bio major, do the easier one, which is 2A, 2B, 2C. Okay? And then you got the math requirement. You can either do 1A or 1AH, and 1B or 1BH, and 1C, or 1 this or this, right? So if you're doing 1A, you also need to do 1B, right? And then you can do either one. So math 1, math 2, math 1A, 1B, and 1C, 1CH, math 10 or 15. So this one is statistics. This one is intro to statistics, or this biostatistics. I recommend for bio majors, do the 2 calculus classes that are required, the 1A and 1B. Don't do the honors. The honors is a waste of time. Just do 1A, 1B, and then do either statistics. Don't need to do another calculus. It's not required, okay? Now, at the top, you should see it says required for admissions. Junior level means 60 units or more, okay? So this says required for admissions. That's 1 year of biology course equivalent to that, and then you can see what that is. So if it says equivalent, that means look on the right side and you can see what class you need. So I need 1 year of bio, equivalent to 93 and 94. So 93 is 6B, but I need to complete 94, which is 6A and 6C. Then I can go to 6B, okay? I also need 1 year of organic chemistry, which is right there, 1 year of general chemistry. Okay, for the math, there's 3 paths to complete math. 2 semesters or 3/4 of calculus, 1 semester of calculus, and 1 semester of statistics, or 2/4 of calculus and 1/4 of statistics. Now you can't do 1 semester of calculus. 2/4 and then 1/4 of statistics is equivalent to 1 semester of calculus and 1 semester of statistics. As I said, if you're a bio major, I recommend number 3 or number 2. Okay, do the statistics and do the calculus. Okay, no more than that. See, option 2 is recommended for students who would like to attend a health professional school. So if you want nursing, if you want nursing, they have other requirements. But if you're trying to go to a nursing in masters, or you're not trying to a doctor, a dentist, do number 2. But number 2 is the same as number 3, right? You can't do semester, so you have to go through quarter. All right. Now, that's that with that. Now, let's say you're looking for San Jose State. You're looking for CSU. It's even cheaper. San Jose State. They have weird requirements. I'll explain that in a moment. Why they have weird requirements. CSUs always have weird requirements. Okay? Let's reload this page. Now, you can look at the year effective. Now, sometimes, if you switch school years, you might see that it says the last school year. It says 23-24 instead of 24-25 when it's already 24-25 year. That doesn't matter. You know why? Because it's still similar, but they haven't articulated for this year yet, for the next school year yet. So it's just some changes, okay? So it doesn't really matter. If it's some schools like San Diego State, they all have all the way from 2011. They haven't even changed the articulation. So you have to use that. Whatever they have available, use that for that school, okay? For San Jose State, they don't have anything at the top, like no words, like nothing that says, okay. So you only have department. So you only have department. They don't have major. You can't click major for this one. So just say, you can say that, okay? So for biology, you need to complete these requirements, right? Okay. But let's say that doesn't show major. What you can do is you can click last year, click the year from before, and do biological sciences and pick the major. So if major isn't available, just click the previous school year, which is 23-24. They may not have it yet. So now, biological sciences concentrated in molecular biology. That's the major I want. Lower division requirement. Complete as many of the, always read the top first. Complete as many lower division as possible. Many of these double count as CSU. So there's GE requirements, which we'll get into. And then there's a second English, and then there's American and PE classes they require. So that's that. So English is required right there. And then physics is for preparation for the major. Now, it says preparation for the major, so you need one calculus. Math is already, but this physics isn't required. Okay? It says preparation, but it isn't required. Lower division requirements for the major. These are the ones required. Anything that says requirements is the one required. Preparation for the major. Now, math is one that you should get done up to calculus. Physics you can do after you're done with the calculus, or you can do physics over there. But I'll show you something that most schools have that, that changes the thing. So now you look at lower division core requirements of the major. You'll see these things, and I'll link everything. So this is the core requirements. This is the core requirements. This is the core requirements. So these are already all the same, right? You can do all honors, you can do one honors, they have like different honors, but just pick the easiest one, which is a 6A, 6B, and 6C. And remember, it says complete the entire sequence at the same institution before transfer. How does that work? Let's say you're doing biology, or you're doing organic chemistry. You need to complete the entire organic chemistry sequence at the answer. You can't take one organic chemistry class like 12A, and let's say it's 12B, or the second semester of organic chemistry. You can't take that at another school. So let's say you're doing 6A, you have to do 6B and 6C at De Anza, okay? Because they switch around things like that. So make sure you pay attention to that, okay? Bio. Then there's the requirements for the minor and requirements for the major. So now you need chemistry. So let's say you're doing 1A at De Anza, you have to do 1B at De Anza as well, okay? And then if you're doing, let's say, organic chemistry, which is 12A, 12B, 12C, do that at De Anza. Do all three at De Anza, okay? Do not change schools. And then that's the requirements. Now, that's how you look for the major requirements. Now, let's talk about transferring with the GEs. There's 3 GEs right now. There's the GE for STEM, which is called the IGETC. That's for CSU and UC. Intersegmental General Education Transfer Curriculum. That's a set of requirements for UC and CSU that you need to complete in order to transfer to CSU or UC. Now, there's something called partial GE. For STEM majors, you can complete a partial GE, which UC does take it, but mostly CSUs take it. It's called IGETC for STEM. It doesn't show up on this assist, but I'll show you. It's called IGETC for STEM. You can do the full IGETC, or you can do the IGETC for STEM. CSUs may take it. Most CSUs take it because it's called IGETC for CSU, or you can do the ones that are for UC, which is the full sequence. Or you can do the, IGETC for STEM at a CSU also. But, I don't know why it doesn't show. So, let me see. They have it here. You can look at IGTC for STEM. And then you can search that. And then you can click on this GE thing. And then it should show up here. So, you see here. Let's see if it shows up here. Weird. And then CSU has a U.S. history. You don't have to complete it at a UC. Sorry, at a CSU. So CSU is for the history. You don't have to complete it at the CSU, but you should. Okay? It says, IGETC for STEM. Students earning an associate's degree for transfer in a high unit STEM major may be eligible to complete IGETC for STEM. Now, associate's degree for transfer is just, they have this articulation where the degree will articulate towards the degree at a CSU. So most of the class you take here will apply to degrees there. UCs are totally different. They don't have that because UCs are more high level. They are more more advanced, so they don't allow that, right? So that is that. But IGETC for STEM is all courses in Area 1 except Sabria for 1C for UC bound students. Okay? Sub area 1C for UC bound students. So if you're doing area 1, so let's go to area 1, you need that and 1B, but you don't need 1C. That's only a CSU requirement. Now, let's see. Area 2, right? Area 5 and area 7. And it says, so this is the I get C for STEM. If you're doing I get C for STEM, it's all courses in area 1, area 2, area 5, and area 7. 1C is only for CSU students, as I said. And then one course in area 3, one course in area 3B, and one course in area 4. That's it. Now, if you're doing the full I get C, then it'll say select 2 courses, one from 1A, and then here it'll say select 1 course. Here it'll say select 3 courses, including 1 course from arts and 1 course from humanities. So I'll list this down below in the email that I'm going to send to your mom, and she can check it out. Okay, that's that. Okay. And then you got that. But if you want to do I get C for STEM, it's going to just be down here. That's the partial. So CSUs take that, but most UCs don't. And so if you're trying to go to Berkeley, they may require it. So let's talk about that. So let's say you're trying to go to Berkeley. If I go back to assist and I say Berkeley, University of California, Berkeley, and I click on that, and I say I want to go to biology, molecular and cell biology, lower, okay? They say here, major requirements. Not the right major. This is the major. Okay. College admissions requirements for transfer. This major is offered by the College of Letters and Science. By the end of the spring term prior to fall enroll. Let's say you're going in fall. The spring before the fall, you're trying to enroll. You need to complete the college is called Letters. The Letters and Science have their own requirements, or you can complete the I get C. So if they want the I get C, full I get C, then make sure that you don't do the I get C for STEM. Let me see if I have that. The I get C for STEM, which is this part. It says all courses in area 1, 1 course in area 3, and 1 course in area 3B, and 1 course in area 4. You follow this, which is select 1 course, select 3 courses here, and then all of that stuff. So you just follow these ones. I say at least 3 courses below, including 1 from arts and 1 from humanities. So you need 1 from humanities, 1 from arts, and then you need another class. In I get C for STEM, it's not required, right? It says only 1 course from area 3A and 1 course from area, not 3 courses. So that's 1 area 3A, 1 area 3B, and another in area 3A or 3B. That's 3 courses, right? And you don't have to do that. You only need 1 and 1. That's it. That's for STEM. But for as we said, College of Letters and Science, which is this college for Berkeley, requires the full I get C, or their own requirements. I recommend to do the full I get C. That gets all the GE requirements. But if you're entering next in fall of 25, they have a new GE called CalGETC, California General Education Transfer Curriculum. Right now we have the 3 Gs. We have the CSU specific GE General Education requirements. We have the I get C, and then we have the I get C for STEM, which is the partial I get C, right? The limited one, not the full scope of that. But now they're going to create one I get C, which is going to be combining all. They're going to remove some classes, but they're going to combine all 3 of them and into one GE. So if you enter, then you'll see those requirements. You can look at that later on and speak to a counselor. Always speak to a counselor. But you can always do degree. You can always check out DegreeWorks as well. And I'll show you that DegreeWorks in a moment. DegreeWorks is where it maps out like your major and your degree, and then what your associate degree and what class you have taken and whether you meet the path towards that. Or you could just do what I would call what if. You can say what if I want to change my degree path. It will show you that. Okay, so that's that, right? Okay. Now let's look at some other things that you need to know. So after you know the GE, after you know the major that you want, so if you can't click on major, right? Let's say you click on major, you can't click on the major. Then you have to switch the year. Now, let's say I switch to 24-25 for Berkeley. I can't click on the major, right? And I click biological, molecular, and cell biology. And I can still click on the requirements. Okay? Okay. Now it says here, important information for students for fall. So always click on the latest year. Now, if the latest year they don't have that, then click on the previous year. Okay, let's say for 24-25, they have new requirement: completion of essential skills, reading comprehension, qualitative reasoning, and foreign language, or Cal GET3 such I get C will no longer be a requirement for admissions. However, completion of either is strongly recommended prior to enrollment at Berkeley to ensure timely degree process. So there's a thing called Cal GETC. Cal GETC is a California, I said it's one single GE. GEs are basically lower division skills that everyone should have these skills in order to, like, for instance, if you ask someone about like life, why most people with college degrees can answer that is because they took, like, everybody has to take a math. They have these skills that they can apply to solve problems. Even though they didn't major in that philosophy, they still know philosophy because they took a class. So they can live life better or whatever. That's that, right? You need to complete something called the 7-course pattern. Everybody needs that. CSU is called the Golden 4, and they're just 4 basic classes or 7 classes or 7 classes, in different areas that you must complete that have basic skills, not beyond the GE. GE is a broad, just these basic 4 for CSU or 7 course pattern for GE for UC. It's basic, so you only need the 7 or the 4 for CSU to be able to train, because these are the main skills that you need, right? These are the main 7 or main 4 skills that you must have before you can enter. Ensure that you have these 4 or 7 skills, depending on what school you're going to, okay? That's that. So as I say, if I look at the newest one, 24-25, I get C is no longer required as a major, as a admission requirement. So always look at the current year, 24-25. So 24 means fall 24, spring 25. If I say 23-24, that's spring 23, fall 24, right? So always look at the newest one, and then come back to the old one if they don't have major available. If you click major and that's grayed out, look at the previous school year, okay? Now, let's talk about the future transfer process and where you can get help. Counselors are great, but if you're looking for transfer help, and if you need help with math, they have math sequences for success, which is this sequence, right? They have math support classes. They have math support classes, right? That can help you with math, right? If you need extra support in math, they can help you, right? So like they have different math programs, but yeah, it's called the Math Success Program, okay? MPS, let's look at it. I think it was that. Math Performance Success Program, right? They help you with math. They give extra class time, extra tutoring services. These classes are offered, right? I recommend you start at pre-calculus if you don't. If you take the SAT, you should have algebra too, so you should be good. But if you need pre-calculus, that's there, and you can get extra support. So this is a program that I recommend if you need it. But if you don't need it, that's fine. So applications are there if you need it. So now go to student services. Click on that. My portal is like your portal where you see all your. It's like the school portal. Like if you have a school where you see like your grades, you see your fees you need to pay, you change your major, change your address. It's like your account, right? You have class schedules and you have academic calendar, which is that right there, okay? Now, you're going to scroll down and you'll see math performance success, which is your path that if you want to succeed, you click that and you can apply for that, okay? So give me 1 second while I figure out how to get there. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back now. Yeah, I just had to do something. So now you're on Guide to Students. How did I get there? I click on Student Services, right? I scroll down. Now you'll see academics overview, English performance series. If you struggle with English, right? If you're not in the whatever. And then if you create an education plan. Now you could create your own education, but I recommend you speak to a counselor to create that. So meet with a counselor. Don't create your own. But yeah, that was in the beginning. I showed you. Now there's something called academic probation. That's academic awareness, which is like, what is academic probation? If you're placed on 2.0, you have to meet with the academic counselor and then complete the academic awareness, right? If you're below 2.0, there's progress probation too. If you drop too many classes, says that's that, and then how counselors can help you, right? Choosing classes and all that. That's why I recommend that, okay? So that's that. Now let's talk about applying to UCs and what that looks like. So on UC website, you're gonna go to UC transfer, okay? And you're gonna click on transfer requirements. Click on that. Now there's different pathway. There's pathway programs. There's like different ones. There's something called the transfer and admission plan. If you're applying for TAG, which is transfer admission guarantee, or you're applying for regular decision, you still need to use the TAP, transfer admission plan. Create an account and put your school information in there. Put your classes each semester, each quarter, each semester. You update your grades, and then that will help you to be able to transfer your classes over, right? Say for instance you're doing this class and you want to take another class, but then you don't want to like have to remember what grade you got, have to upload it into the UC application. That's what you do here, is using this planner. Prepare. Do the basic English your first semester. That will help you, right? Prepare for your major. As I said, you can learn about transfer pathways. Pathways are like, if you know your major, you can prepare for one school, you prepare for another. And we don't need that. Most majors, you can do that if you want. And then track, you can do pathways, assist, and UC TAP, as I said. Preparing for transfer. So that's the I get C. Okay? The general requirements, the majors, the transfer GPA, you can calculate that. And then the basic requirements. Here's the 7-course pattern. 2 transferable courses in English, 1 transferable course in math, 4 transferable courses in at least 2 areas. So you need arts, social science, physical, and biological sciences. So for example, you can do 3 chemistry classes, 1 history, 2 sociology, 1 physics, and 1 art, 1 biology course, and 3. This must be complete the spring term prior to your fall. So let's say you're entering fall 27, completed spring 26. Okay? You need at least 60 units, semester units, or 90 quarter units. That's junior transfer level. And you need to earn at least a 2.4 and 2.8 if you're not a resident. I recommend at least a 3.4, 3.2 for a tag, right? And then complete the required courses for your intended major. That's on assist or the transfer pathway. And then meet all these requirements. Be in good standing, 2.0 above at the last college you attend. And if you're doing tag, right, you must have attended a California Community College to be in tag, to do tag, all that stuff. Okay, your last college must be that. And then you can use iGetC to figure out what classes articulate. So if we go back to so this is iGetC requirements again. That shows that. I'll link that there. And then there's iGetC for STEM, but you don't need that, right? So here's that. You can go to modify search. You can click on assist. You can click on this side. Look for transferable classes. You can click on D and you can look for like CSU iGetC transfer, and then you can look at the 7 course patterns. So let's say basic requirements. They require 1 in art. They require at least 4 courses in these areas. So let's say I'm doing art and humanities. So click on iGetC area. Don't click on department. Click on iGetC area. Click on that and click on arts. These are all the classes that articulate for arts. Now, if they say on this left side that says date removed, it will have a date removed. That class is no longer offered. So let's pick a class like history of cinema. That's still there. That has 4 units and it's FTV 2A. So that's articulated. That's fine. Or you want to do introduction to vision. Okay, art history. Arts 2A history. Let's see. Introduction to music. History of art. In the prehistory, arts of Asia, history of American art. There's different arts, but pick one that's like still there, like this class, arts of history of art, Europe from prehistory. You can do arts of multicultural art in United States, art of Asia. You can pick an art, right? Now, there's no intro to art, but that's fine. But you can just pick one of those, and that's an art. And then you need 3 more classes in the area, so you should pick different areas. You can pick one from each. But you do need a physical and biological. You do need a physical and biological science, biology, and you need chemistry. You can do that. That's on iGetC. That's an iGetC requirement, right? So I'll link that iGetC requirement below, so your mom can see that. And then, but anyways, that's so you should meet all these requirements anyways when you're doing the full iGetC. Now, some majors don't require, but you will be able to get it done if you know like what you want to do. Right? If you know your major. Most STEM majors still will be able to complete. They may not complete everything, but as long as they complete the STEM, or at least they complete enough, that's good enough, right? So you can ask your counselor if the G's recommended for this. But there's a new Cal GTC. The G's, you can figure that out, but make sure these 7-course pattern, you at least plan for that with your counselor. Get that done. Now, if you're going to go to CSU, there's something called a Golden 4. Let's take a look at that. What is Golden 4? Golden 4. That's for CSU. The Golden 4 is just like the 7-course pattern. It's a basic requirements. It says, complete the following, Golden 4. The following semester campus regarding the Golden 4, oral communication, which is the 1C, written communication, which is 1A, and then you got 1B, which is critical thinking, a math class, which is calculus, pre-calculus, etc. Okay, those are the 4 classes, 1, 2, 3, 4, must be completed the semester before the start of your term. So this page tells you that, which is if you're entering spring, you need to complete the fall, right? If you're entering fall, you need to complete before the spring. So spring 27, you completed. Spring 26, sorry. If you're entering fall 27, you need to complete spring 26. If you're entering spring 27, do it fall 26. But most financial aid is offered in fall, so you should enter in fall. Okay? Try to do that. Okay? Now, that's the Golden 4. And they will have, 60 units or 60 semester units, 90 quarter units, minimum some GPA, and, I recommend minimum 3. Right? Because 4.0 is the highest. Never get below a 3. That's always recommend. Because at San Jose State, if you're trying to go to San Jose State, East Bay is also a good school, Cal State East Bay. But if you're trying to go to San Jose State, they rank you by course completion for the major, and they rank you by GPA. So if your GPA is higher, then it's better, because all GPA is impacted. All majors are impacted, at San Jose State. Now, that's the basis of transferring. One other thing that you should know about is transferring. If you're already a high school graduate and you never took any college classes, summer doesn't count. If you never took, after the summer you graduate, in the fall after you graduate, you never took any college classes, you can enter something called TSP. Let's look at that. CSU TSP. Transfer Success Pathway. What is a Transfer Success Pathway? It's called Dual Admission to CSU. Transfer students enrolling in a California community college this fall, so it's the fall after you graduated, could be eligible for a dual admission program to the California State University. Okay? And what does that mean? Well, let's talk about it. The Transfer Success Pathway program. Okay? Give me 1 second. Okay, the Transfer Success Pathway TSP program is designed to increase access to any of the CSU's 23 universities if academic, financial, or personal hardships prevented you from entering the CSU in the past. This program could help you earn a degree at the CSU. Now, I didn't know about this program when I first entered, or I didn't hear about it, so I didn't have a chance. But you are getting very, very lucky, right? To be able to go to a CSU when you have graduated. It's basically like you are automatically admitted if you took classes and meet certain things at CSU while you just graduate. They want new graduates to take classes and then go. It's like Stanford. Just take 1 year just to prove that you can handle some classes and get in. Those are for newly graduated high school students. If you already took classes after you graduate, you're not eligible. So, first time freshman. So first time you enter college. You talk to a counselor about this. Okay, I'm gonna link these resources down below. Wasn't eligible to enter from high school. If you were, but you didn't think you're gonna get in, that's okay. Didn't attend because of personal financial reason. You can say, oh, you can just say, hey, I didn't get in. I didn't because I didn't think I was gonna get in. That's a good reason too. You still qualify for this. Okay. So now it says graduated high school in 2024 or prior and did not receive any college credit after high school. So let's say you graduated in 2025 and then you didn't 26 and you didn't receive any college credit. Your first time entering, you can apply for this program. Eligible students enter an agreement with the CSU and receive guaranteed admission to the degree program. Please note, you must meet all TSP requirements within 3 years. Available degree program vary by college, and then there's this thing called CSU Transfer Planner. That's exactly the same transfer planner as the UC Transfer Planner, the one that called TAB, the Transfer Admission Planner, that I showed you earlier. Let me see if I can show you again. Let me see here. Preparing for transfer. Let me see. Where did that go? Oh my god. Let's see. Understanding transfer. Here you go. Plan. Transfer admission plan. That's one. This planner is the same as this planner, but this planner is a little bit different. Is that it doesn't link with the applications. You have to enter your grades manually. Still, the UC one, you can actually, when you do the UC application, you can, just import it. Just enter your login information for the tab. And this one, what you do is, if you want to go to CSU, do the Transfer Success program, where you get guaranteed admissions if you meet the requirements and you're a freshman entering college without any college credits. You just answer the questions. You'll have a questionnaire. Create an account, right? You can either create an account or you can log in with Google, LinkedIn, and then you create an account, log in, into your information, into the school, community college you're in, into all your grades, fill out everything, and then fill out your personal information, and then answer the questionnaire. It will give you all the requirements that you need to complete for your major and the campus. And then, but work with a counselor on that, okay? Start with a counselor, okay? This is just that, okay? Now, let's go back to that, okay? So that's that, okay? Now, as I said, San Jose, you have the Golden Four, and you have all of that stuff, okay? As guided by Governor's Council, Recovery with Equity Report, okay? And now, this is that. Now let's talk about AST. What is an AST? What is an AS degree? AST, as I said, is a set of requirements that you can complete before you get to a CSU, right? And that was good. Will articulate to certain degrees, but AST degrees are not always articulatable. Meaning, like, just because you complete one requirement, just because you complete this degree, does not mean it will meet the requirements for every biology degree. That's what's called associate degree for transfer. It meets some biology degree requirements. Because CSU is more like real hands-on learning, like rather than the UC, more science, like more details. Like why this thing happened, like more high level, more details. But at CSU, you may know like more low level, high level, like how it applies to the real job market, right? So at CSU, they take that. At UC, they don't. But you still can have that. Or you can just do a regular AS degree. Whichever one is easier, whichever one has less requirements, just do it. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't get, like, some schools might guarantee you admissions if you complete an AST, but I mean, I wouldn't say you have to, but you should, if you want it, just do the TSP. Now, if you're not going to do the TSP, you want to go to UC, do the TAG program, which I'll explain in a moment. Okay? Now let's talk about TAG. I keep saying tag. What is tag? Tag is a set of requirements that you need to complete and you can meet. I'll send you this tag matrix. You complete the tag application on the tab, the Transfer Admission Planner for UC. But you look at the tag matrix, which is a list of requirements for each school. Right? Davis, it says they do a pre-evaluation, meaning that it's sent to your college's transfer center. They review your tag application before they before it's submitted. Make sure you meet all the requirements. Accepted for fall quarter only, filing, blah blah blah, period. Yes. What majors are excluded, and then the tag contracts. Alright, click on that, and it will take you to your advisor tag contacts. Now, you should always still read everything. Okay? Okay? Each school has their own GPA requirement, provided that all majors are. So look at the school that you're interested in. Say, for instance, you're interested in. These are basic requirements, but say you're interested in Davis. Okay? Go to UC Davis tag and click on the school and click on tag requirements, and then scroll down and follow this stuff here. And then here are the majors that articulate. Okay? And then you can see that they need at least, let's go down, units 3.2 for all majors in the college, okay? 3.5 for engineering. So you need at least a 3.2. Here's all minimum 30 completed by summer, so you will do that. Okay, so follow through. You'll go to the tag website and you'll read that, and then you'll follow that. Okay. Now, last thing that you need to know before you can get on your classes to register for TAU. Let's see, UC. Transfer admission academic update. Transfer academic update. So let's say you're doing a winter spring 25. That's like for us it's like fall. So for quarter system it's this. For semester system is that. So for semester system you're gonna fall 25. You're gonna integrate. Spring 25 you're gonna integrate. And then when you finish spring you're gonna integrate, right? So fall you're gonna integrate. After fall you're gonna when the fall starts you're gonna integrate. And anticipate the future classes. And once those future classes complete, you're going to enter another grade. That allows them to know what class is in progress and what class you're going to finish. And that's fall 25. And spring, after spring complete. So any classes after spring are not counted since they're going to do admission decisions. So you can still, just don't do the 7-course pattern. Don't do major requirements. Do any, like if you don't complete the GE, you can still wait until the summer. Like say you apply for admission, right? Summer and then your fall, and then summer and fall you're entering. Still, you can still take classes. Just take classes that are not for any requirement. If it's for like, let's say to get your I-Get-C certificate. If it's for you to get that doesn't really matter. You can still get your I-Get-C certificate. If it's just GE requirements, you can still take it. But make sure it's not 7-course pattern. 4-course pattern, golden 4, 7-course pattern. Don't make sure it's not none of those, right? If it's none of those, you're good to go. You can still take classes, and yeah. So if it's like a random class that you don't really need, it's for GE requirements, take it in the summer, that's fine. Okay? That's what transfer academic update is. Now for CSU, I'm not sure if they have a transfer academic update. Let me see. CSU transfer academic update. Let's see whether they have it. This is something that I never look at okay. So let's see whether they use a different application thing. So okay, so okay, so you just log back into your application and just update, the grades there. For UC, there's the direct, there's another. You just look for transfer academic update. But for CSU, you just log back in and do the academic update. Okay? Now, for San Jose, as I said, all majors are impacted. So if you're trying to go to San Jose State, there are some things that you need to know. Okay? Okay? The number 4 in nation. I think San Jose is pretty good. Okay? Click on apply. Click on transfer, admission requirements. Now, if you're doing the TSP, you're following that. Now, if you're doing regular CSU stuff, they don't take the AST guaranteed admissions here. So, all majors are impacted. So, just make sure you meet the CSU eligibility, right? And then, if it's impacted, you're going to click on that. So, you're going to click on CSU requirements, make sure you meet that. Then down here, you can click on the admission selection process impaction. You're going to scroll down. For fall, we're not that's for freshmen. We are a transfer, so we're down here. CSU eligibility transfer will be ranked in each major based on self-reported GPA as reported in the required SJH supplemental application for each. Some programs will give preferences in the impaction process to program-specific courses. So, SJSU impact means a lot of people want to apply. A lot of people want to apply to every major at SJSU, right? Up here is for freshmen only. So you don't want to apply as a freshman. Look at this. So basically, they're gonna have a supplement. That's like a secondary application, not the one in the main application. You're gonna still do that, but SJSU has supplemental because they want school specifics. Right? Make sure you meet their requirements. Like each college will have requirements. So just check the college website, read through the requirements on the college. So pick the school you want to go to and look at their requirements also. Right? So as I said, you start with applying. Then you make sure that you know which major you want to assist. Then you pick the GE course pattern you want. Make sure you complete the 7 course pattern. The English and math should be done on the way. And then you complete the 7 course pattern or the golden 4. And then make sure that you complete all the other requirements such as, your math, your major math, your major biology, all that. And make sure you maintain a GPA. You complete the requirement, like I say, 30 units before the summer by this time. So look at the tag requirements and all that, okay? So that's that. So program-specific preparatory courses. Click that. Okay? Transfer admission only. So, engineering will need to complete program-specific preparatory. These courses will have a symbol, for fall 25 admission, coursework must be completed with C grade or higher. So just by the end of, or higher, prior to the end of spring. So when spring ends, you must have all of it completed, right? So that means whatever's on assist to determine what courses are articulated or offered. Let's say you're doing biology, so let's click on biology. Biology. All biological sciences, all biology majors apply under biological sciences. That's just like the Irvine one, where UC Irvine, where we looked at, it says all majors are biological sciences, okay? So you need 1A, 1B. You need biology 30. It used to be 1B, okay? And then you need biology 31. And then you need physics 2A. That's it. That's all that's required. Now go to assist. Select the year. Let's say 24. Let's go back here. Let's select on major, modify search. I'm going to search Chabot. I'm going to search, sorry, that's my school. No, you want De Anza. And remember, complete all courses at De Anza. Don't, if you complete biology, you just complete all the biology classes. Sequence. One sequence needs to be complete at. So if it's 3 classes in a sequence, complete all 3 at the same school, De Anza. Okay, don't go to somewhere else to complete biology. Okay, but if you do chemistry somewhere else, complete at that school. But I recommend you, unless a course is not offered, okay, then then that's that. Okay. Now, San Jose State University. Click on it. Majors are not only departments, so they articulate between the departments, but they haven't articulated between the major. So if that happens, just click the previous semester and look for biological sciences. Let's do molecular thing and look for the requirements. They said what on the CSU one. This one says 1A, so look for 1A. 1A must be completed, so this is 1A, and then 1A is right there. So that's Chem 1A, same Chem 1A. Now let's look at Bio 30. They said Bio 30 is that? Bio 30. Let's look for Bio 30. Where is that? Whew, there's a lot to go through, okay? But that's good that you're learning. You save a lot of money and time, and you don't have to worry about this, okay? Okay, so Bio 30, and you complete all three of these. Bio 31, it's also all three of these, equivalent to Bio 31. So if you complete 6A, 6B, and 6C, it's Bio 30 and 31. Good enough. Complete entire sequence at the same institution prior to transfer. So that means complete all three of them at the end before you transfer, okay? So now that we have covered that, right, this is the supplemental coursework requirement. Meaning I clicked on transfer, I clicked on admissions requirements for transfer on SJSU's website. So I went to home, I clicked on apply at SJSU, I clicked on transfer, admission requirements, I scrolled down, I clicked on admission selection impaction. Meaning impaction means all majors have a lot of people who want to apply, and then steps to admissions, right? You can consult their steps. They have a steps to admissions, which is this one. 50% less debt, right? It's pretty good. Top hiring employees. Ooh, NVIDIA. Love City of San Jose County. So that's good. And as long as you're happy, you can have a happy life, be successful, then you're good, right? And then here's information about the campus. 50.5% male, 49.3%. You're still going to be okay. Where they call home, right? I'm in Alameda County, you're in Santa Clara. And they actually prefer people who went to a Santa Clara County community college over people who went to an outside of Santa Clara County. So they prefer you went to De Anza, you're in the same county. They prefer you over me. And all the majors, right? And then you can look at the dots and the triangle, what they mean. The dot means program-specific preparation, right? And then they mean program-specific associate degree. They don't have specific associate degree for transfer. That's why associate degree for transfer is only needed if they articulate and if you want to complete it. If you're going to complete anyways, get that. If you're not, then just get a regular AS degree, or don't get an AS degree at all. Okay? Now, impaction requirements for freshmen, we're going to scroll down to transfer application only. That's supplemental application, which is this one, right? Right? And you're gonna log in when you apply. They're gonna send you a portal information, and you're gonna log in. So that's if you click menu here on at least SJSU, because this is my second dream. First one was Irvine, but if it's too expensive, I'll go to SJSU. Click on menu here. Why can't I click on menu? Good God. Sorry about that. Okay, I guess this is not working. Let's go to Edge. Okay. sjsu.edu. SJSU is a great school. It's beautiful. The environment is okay. You get the degree. Your life is happy. You'll be successful. So, I still can't click on it. That's weird. Okay, but you're supposed to click on menu. Oh, you just have to hold down on it, I guess, right? Yes, hold down on it. Okay. Let me go back to the other browser. I was using this browser. So, on tablets, just hold down on it. I think it's hold down on it. Something like that. Wait, give me 1 second. This is weird. Don't do this on a tablet at all. Do this on a computer. There you go. So let's do this again. Okay, whatever. I don't know. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, once you get this menu to pop up, you can click. You're gonna click. Let's see if we can do this again. What the hell? Or just look for my SJSU. Just click on that and search for. You can search for that, and then that's one SJSU. Right, and then my SJSU is right there, and then click on that, and then, right. Or maybe you have to sign in over here. You can sign in over here, and then there you go. You just, or you can click unlock account, or if you're not unlock account, but like if you go back, click on sign in, and then you click on that, and you click on like back to sign in. Wait. Let's see, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna delete some here. Need some of this. I want to start from fresh, so well, give me 1 second. Okay, so you click on. Why can I not click on it? Okay, there you go. Now I click on it. You can click on one SJ. They have Canvas too. Canvas is like the portal where you do all your homework on. It's like an online classroom, basically. Right? You click my SJSU. My SJSU. Okay. Click on that. My SJSU is right there. Click on that. And then you're going to click on for students. Free expression. That's a message. Free expression time. I don't know what that is, but anyways. Yeah, so you can click on help, and then I'm a first time user, and that will take you to, set your password or whatever. If you don't know your password, you can do that. Or you can click unlock account, right? So whichever method is the right one, then you can do that. So that's kind of what a portal would look like. And if you're like at Irvine, you look for the same portal. It's like, let's say I'm going to UC Irvine. I want to see my application to do. They will email to you. So make sure you have an active email. But if I'm going to UC Irvine, I'm going to do the same thing. And if I'm at the ends, I have the same portal. So now if I go to admissions, I'm going to click on undergraduate. I'm going to look at apply, application portal, right? And I'll click on applicant portal. And then that's the, and if I want to activate my UCID, so I'm a student applicant, so I'm going to do that, right? And if I'm a student there, then I'll do that. But if I'm a student applicant, I'll click that and activate my, And then if I am, current student, I click on current students then, just like, if you're a current student, just say UC portal. You can just look for portal. Or you can if you're like a current student, just click I'm just showing you how to access the portals if you ever need to. Portal, campus web portal, Zot portal. That's the portal for students, click that. Log in to this portal, and that's your portal. Activate this again if you're a student. Click that, right? So those are the portal, and then for at the end, so let's go back to D and college. You're gonna D and college, right? And I'm gonna click on my portal at the top, and then this is my portal. I got access to my grades, my records, a register for classes, placement, student parking permits, transcripts, academic records, all your personal stuff is there. Canvas is where you, it's also the single sign-in, and this is what is my campus ID. That's that, and then your password, you can set that, or that, I don't know my password. A new password, new students with that. So basically, this is where you access Canvas. Canvas is like the online classroom, okay? So now, that's the last thing. The last thing is Rate My Professor. Those are the portals. So, for San Jose, the impact, let's go back to San Jose. Did we finish that yet? I didn't finish that yet. But San Jose, let's see, San Jose, do I have that? Okay, so I go to apply. I click on international transfer, admission requirements. Let's see, selection process, impaction, right? Impaction. I'm going to click on specific preparatory courses. I'm going to click on that. Transfer only. I'm going to do biology, biological sciences. And then these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 require or AST. Complete these 5 or an AST degree. They are equivalent. You only need 1 physics class. So anything that says, anything that's here, but on assist, anything that says lower divisional requirements, or like, let's say, for instance, you're on assist. Let's go back to assist. And then you scroll down and you see, like, preparation for the major. The math should be always done. Physics is not, but calculus should always be done, up to the highest math. That's always the requirement. Anything that says lower division core requirements, and it says, requirements for the prerequisites for the major, requirements for the minor, these 2 are required. So these 2, the biology, and then the 2 chemistries, the general chemistry and organic, these 2 that say those that have the title, anything that have title requirements, prerequisites or required, should be complete. If it says preparation, not really required, but math is always required in that case. If it's highest is calculus, do the highest for that. Okay? And then, they have P requirements at CSU, but you can do the IGETs. There's this CSUG, but I recommend the IGET-C just for that, okay? Because you can always do it any summer. You can always finish a G in summer. Even before you transfer, you can do it like that summer. This summer before you get admitted. That's fine too, okay? And then, so these 4 courses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sorry, 5 requirements, or an AST, if you complete this, you have the highest GPA, they will admit you over another student, okay? And you will need to complete a second dairy application. That will be in the SJSU portal, as I showed you how to get to the portal. That's the portal. Okay, if you need that portal, that's how you get to the portal. The portal is always required because you need to access the portal, be able to see things, be able to understand things, be able to know things, and that's the portal there. Okay, because the portal is where you see that, and so yeah, if you see that when you log into that, you'll be able to see all kinds of requirements. Okay, so like you'll be able to see the supplemental that they put there. Right, so like if I search portal, 1 SJSU, and I can say transfer applicant. Click that. Right. And I can say to-do list. Right. I can click that, and then I can click that, and it will take me to that. Right. Or I can just log in. I can just click sign in and just sign in. I click preferences here. I can, do different things like roles, like I can do like I'm like, yes, I can do like transfer, like, right, I can click that, sign in, and then I can just, sign in, and then I can unlock my account too, or I can click help. Anytime you can either unlock your account or click help, if you don't know your online account. And then what you do is you log in and look for a transfer portal, or look for anything that says transfer. You can like search transfer. Scroll down and say, oh, transfer applicant. If you've been admitted, then you can see been admitted, next steps in a row, test requirement, no, immunization, roadmap, main campus. And then that's this is if you've been admitted, right? So that will be all in your portal, but right, that will be all in your portal. But like if you are that, then you can like next steps, intent to enroll. And they have SGSU Online, which I don't recommend. I don't know how that works, but let's see here. Been admitted. Transfer student. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, you click been admitted, right? And then next steps, intent to enroll. Submit your intent to enroll. Pay the $250 enrollment deposit. Okay. So always have money. You can work. Have your parent. If you have any questions, so on the next step website, what's that? Next step, start that. And this is the next step. So thank you for continuing. You can log in. And this is the the portal for that. That's the same portal, right? You can just like log into that, and then it's all just there. And then fighting, and then test requirements, department placement. All right. Okay, and then you need to there's like a, I don't think they have that anymore. No. Catalog, and you can click like search like test. Well, I just like to look at the dirtiest part of the website, see what part, like how to do different things, like admission portal, like what I need to know, supplementals, Okay, so it doesn't say transfer test required. It doesn't say. Okay, so let's click on that. Let's look at biology. Let's see, majors and programs. Let's see. That's the one I'm doing. So like. So just one SGSU, just log into the portal. So just click, or you can like click at the bottom. I think it's like and then the library is just the King Library for Sound. Like they use the San Jose City Library. It's the same. And just click like SGSU portal. Right, and then you just log into the portal, and then that's this one. And then you just click sign in, whatever, and then sign in first, then you can access it. Okay? So, that's that. Let's see what else is here. Biological sciences. They don't say the testing. There's American in okay. I thought there was like a part of this website where you can see like apply, transfer. So you attach our official AP scores if you have that. Let's see. Doesn't say anything. Right, you'll complete this. You'll upload a sample paper. So yeah, it's have applied. If you have to go through like I have applied. What's next? They have applied. Activate is the official communication tool. So you have to activate that mission status. Each score has their own portal submitting documents. To do list is where you do that, right? So you make sure that you have like you answer with whatever they want. So I think that's the easiest thing to do is that, and then that will help you to understand like what's required and all that. Yeah, so there you go. So basically every school has like you check like admission regard have applied, been admitted. So have applied, you should do this before enrolling. All right, so you right. So like they don't like if you like. I'm just showing you like how if you don't know how to search for things, you can just search for writing skills test. Right, it's been discontinued. Because I think having admission tests are not the best. It's like in school, if you don't focus, you're still gonna fail. If you're distracted, you're still gonna struggle. So it's like this is the thing that it is hard. So this is basically what you do, and then you're gonna upload a research paper, preferably one that you wrote for a class or a community college, right? So this is basically before you please fill out and then so let's say I go back. I already did this one, but welcome to the after all students after 2 lower division rank with a C- or better are eligible to enroll in upper division advanced writing. They're designed to teach you how to write for your discipline. Whether you're an engineering major, you need to learn how to write sociology, you need to write or a business major, you need to learn how to write business plan. Right, so it's a placement online activity designed to orient you for upper division and advanced. These activities ask you to think about your previous writing to explore. Okay, so best for you. Okay, so you click yes, and then so I had to write something, and it was hard, but like I thought about it and I used sources, and you can use sociology, you can use anything that requires you to use sources and upload it, and then you can fill that out, and then you're gonna go through that, and then that's your writing. That's for that. Okay, so there you go. Now one of that's it for SJSU and CSU. So I'm gonna send you all the links, but basically it's first you apply for admissions, you take the required courses from Assist. Right, you apply for admissions, you do go through the orientation, you do the placement, you submit your high school transcript. Go to your high school and ask the registrar, or ask your school office who is the registrar, and have them submit a transcript. Or if you're a graduate, submit a transcript from the district office. Should submit a transcript. Once you graduate, you should submit a transcript from that. And then later on, what you can do, or you can look for a registrar or a transcript, so like, let's say, for instance, let's pick a random school. Let's pick Cupertino High School. Look for transcript request. Okay, these are for current students. Okay, so this is this form. So you have to order. Yes, so by the fee. So look for student services here. $3 for a transcript. You'll log in and purchase, right? And then your transcript, you upload a receipt onto here. Let's say my name is Mike. I'll just Lee, and it is Mike Lee Lampo.com. Right, and then you'll go to this form, and then you'll choose attachment, and then you'll upload the e-receipt onto here. This is just a random school number of 1, and then you'll do 3. Deadline to send electronic, send to whoever, right? So like, let's say you're sending to Deanza, you just do. So you have to get a receipt. You create an account, get a receipt, and then so after that you have to complete Deanza transcript. Sending, something like that. Ordering transcript. I want to send. So evaluate transcripts. There you go. That's it. U.S. transcript. They don't have email. They only have this. They only have this. So you just let's say okay, so like electronic transcript. Submitting transcripts, that's it. Official means sealed, so it needs to be sent directly from the school. You do not send something, okay? It can be delivered electronically. Your previous institution must send this transcript directly to be sure to let the know that your training is included. If a school asks for email, please tell them evaluations at. Okay, so here's the email, and then you just go over to. I'm just picking Cupertino High School because that's a high school near you, right? And so just put the deadline. I don't know what the deadline should be like. After you graduate or something, like I don't know. It should be like before the school semester starts, like in the summer or somewhere. Let's pick a date in the summer after you graduate. Okay, and then give them this email. So basically, you're gonna put you're gonna put your current grade. You're gonna put this current grade, and then you're gonna put legal first name, student ID. And then you're going to electronically submit to, make sure the email address is correct. And it's going to be, so here. What I do is just copy that, and I just paste that in there. Evaluations DA. So it's evaluations DA at dnza.edu. So like right here, I just put it in the wrong box, but I'm not going to send to evaluations DA at dnza.edu. And then continue, and then it will make you sign. No, click here to sign, and you just use like that as signature, okay? And then I signed it, right? And then I sign it, right? And then I just, no, that's it. Okay. Right. Or you can put like if it's going to be sent by mail, you just click that. If you want to send by mail, you can just like you can just put like the address there. Put like the Anza College 21555. Okay. And you can just put something mail to the and I already had a copy. Hold on, give me 1 second. I already had a copy here. I'll just do that. Mail to and don't do this on the tablet. Missions and then just put, if you run out of space, just put the address, and if there's a space to put any special instructions or additional information, put mail to the Anza College Admissions and Record Evaluations Unit, or like just say email to, and then delete the address, right? And then just checkbox the electronic email, checkbox that, and say email to the Anza College Admissions and Records Evaluation Unit. And then that's the email, and then that's it. Put in your name and upload the receipt. Okay, and then sign the form by typing your name, draw your signature, or type your name, or you can draw your signature. Okay, and then that's signed, and then continue, and then whatever 12th grade, whatever, and then that will be the one that so you look for that if you're a current student. Now, if you're not a current student, if you're in the Fremont Union High School District, just search for the school district. And click on this little thing right here. And it should say academics or apartments. You can say student, click on students. This is just that school portal. Or you can do like transcripts and student record, former students, and then get that, and then or you can call the school district and ask. If you're a former student, that would do. Or you can click on like so click on this if you're on the district website, click on that and click on transcript, and then transcripts, student records. That's basically what you do when you click that, and then former student. Okay, good. Okay, current student, you contact the school. So that's what we went to. When you go to the school website, look for the transcript page. Then you just buy a transcript, pay $3, and then upload it and have it sent to the end, and that's it. And then when you apply for admissions, make sure that you submit a transcript from every college that you attended. If you attended 2 colleges in the same district, you have to submit that. So go back to here, and the end, and look for transcript. Okay, look for transcript. Ordering transcript. Not submitting transcript, ordering transcript, and an official transcript. Right? Official transcript. Okay? Scroll down, official transcript. Order through the My Parchment app. Go to My Portal and click on the P. Right? This logo, you're gonna log into My Portal and get that. Okay, or if you don't want to access My Portal, your problems, click on Parchment, this Parchment hyperlink. It will take you to here, and you get the end, and then create an account. If you already had Parchment, just put in your email and log in, okay? And then that will automatically, what that will do is that will automatically log you in, and then you can order your transcript, okay? You can hold for grades, you can get whatever, and that needs to be sent to the school when it's required. Okay, we can do a written request, but we can click order transcript online there. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Okay. And then the fees are here. Free transcript. The 2 free transcripts. Okay. That's good. Now the last thing is called rate. Okay, I'm gonna use over here. Rate my professor. Rate my professor is a place where you can see your professor information. So let's say I'm going to pick a professor. My school is Chabot. I'm gonna pick that, and I'm gonna pick Wayne as my current professor. Bitcher for chemistry. Okay, he only got a 3.7, but look at what they're saying. Very organized, it's a self-taught class. Okay. Very hard if you don't study a lot. Hard to understand how he teaches. Very confusing. Well, keep going. He is very nice, but he is always behind on grading. He grades most of the things after final. Well, I mean, that's not always true, but like, love this guy. Read all throughout, right? And just, if you want to compare few professors, but I think that he is pretty great, right? So then, let's go. Great professor, flexible due dates, drop lowest scores, does review. So go through and read a few things. Read what they're actually saying. Don't say, like, when they're saying bad things, like, what are they actually saying? Does the professor offer something that are good? Does the professor offer, like, good thing? Yes, he does. Then that's the thing you're gonna have to, take that, right? Don't just say, oh, he's bad because of. Read all the reviews you can. Read all the reviews. Go through this list, and read all the reviews when you're picking classes. Like, they are quizzes that will help you understand new material. The class is a little bit fast-paced. I recommend taking notes from client book as well. Overall professor that is respected by students. So, fair grading. Great job. That's only one review. But yeah, at the top, and keep reading, right? And if you want, like, you can just, like, go through. Went to school with elite professors. And you can look at, like, and search for words like drop. Okay, you can search for words like that. Okay, so. Great professor, flexible due dates, drops lowest scores, does review to help prepare for exam. Enjoy this class. See, so that's that. So always read what they're saying, right? Read a few, and if there's ones that say that's good and the other, then that's fine. But overall, just read what they're saying. Like, if they say, oh, professor offers this, professor offers that, that's what you're looking for. Don't look for, like, negative reviews just because it's negative. Don't just say, okay, the professor's bad because it's negative. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is it's negative, but is it negative? Not really, right? So that's what kind of gets people, is that it's negative, not that really, right? You have to think about when it's negative, it will help you to really learn what the professor wants. Like, high school is nothing like college. College is nothing like high school. You really have to study, because there will be lower division. Now I'm going to go through lower division, upper division. Lower division is preparing you for the major. Let's say you're doing real biology. You're going to do real biology once you prepare for biology. All biology starts from here. Then how do you apply this knowledge to your like, biological sciences? Well, you're going to apply this to real world. You're going to apply this to real biology now, doing biology stuff, right? Like, biology is not just, because you learn biology. You learn what is biology, what is cell biology, how the cells work, how things function. Then you apply that. That's what, it's like you learn algebra, but then you're using that to apply for calculus. You're using calculus to apply to problems in biology, that kind of thing. Calculus prepares you to do biology things in biology. You get what I mean? That's why what lower division is. Lower division is preparing you for real, your major stuff, like engineering. You take basic engineering class, like physics, whatever, to prepare you for real engineering problems in the major. Like upper division is like, once you have high school, you're going to college type thing. Once you have algebra, you're going to calculus type thing. Algebra is like lower division, and then calculus is like upper division. Lower division, upper for like math. But then you have more real upper division, which is that. But like that is basically what upper division really is. Upper division is like the real major stuff. Like once you do biology, it's not that boring anymore. It's totally different. It's like you're working with real biology, like you're working with real cells. How do you apply this cell to a real world problem? Not this drug. How do I use knowledge from cells to be able to apply it and stuff like that? So that is what upper division is. Lower division is just prerequisites or pre-stuff that prepare you for your major, right? And most schools, like Irvine, they want you to declare biological sciences. Then you can declare the what do you call it, the sub, like the concentrations in those majors. So that's what really it is. So don't look at biological sciences, or don't look at like, oh, you can't declare the other major. You will be able to, but you do have to do the tag, which is on the TAP, transfer academic planner, transfer academic planner, and then you apply for tag. Then you have to do the different dates. You can look at deadlines and dates on the UC website. So like for instance, let's go back to here, and then you'll see like they have deadlines, like here tag, they have deadline, right? And then submit by this deadline, right? So you look at the school's website, specific school, or you can look at the UC tag. You can search like UC tag deadline. It's like for instance, like UC tag deadlines, and then deadlines for this thing, okay? And you can say tag is this deadline, and then here's the for admission application filing period. So when you do the tag, you still have to do a regular application that has all your information, like whether you're a U.S. citizen, whether you qualify for scholarships, whether you they collect all the information they need. That's a regular tag. Is just a guarantee. You're just submitting a guarantee that you meet the agreement. That's it. That's just agreement, and you still have to fill out the application. And the application has all your information, and your agreement is the tag. The tag goes to the TAP. The TSP is also an agreement, but you still have to do the regular application, I think, for CSU. But CSU, you update the grades through the main application. The UC has its own thing that will show up as a link. The TAU will show up as a link on the site. You just click it. But for the CSU, you just do it through the app. So that's basically what how applying to college transfer really is. See, the process is not that hard, but you save a lot of money, you're happy, and you become better than if you went to, because you'll be happier, you'll be better, you'll be more relaxed, and you'll be more free to do whatever you want. And so it is going to be a lot more for you to think about, but as a whole, I feel it's a lot better for you. So just kind of think about how you would want to go through this, and how you want to feel like you can do it. Because I feel like a lot of people say they don't want to go to CSU, but then they regret, oh, I can save money. I don't want to go to community college to go to UC. I can save money. So all of these things boil down to one point, which is how to save money. If you really want to save money, you'll go to CSU or UC. You start at a community college though. Okay? Transfer is actually so much better because you build so much community. You learn how to deal with hard processes. You learn how to go through difficult challenges. And you learn how to work. You learn how to grow before you ever enter the real world. Then, when the college is real, college doesn't really teach you how to go through and do real life. I think that what you really that your life is purposeful if you do what you think is right. It's going to be not purposeful in the future. Because remember, I know that that college may be easy. Oh, you just go in, and in real life it's not. You're gonna struggle. You're not gonna have fun. You wish you never did it. So I'm just sharing my experience. If I went through, I struggle. I have to work, but now I feel better because I'm actually doing it. I actually can do it. I actually feel better by doing it. So it matters. It's like, oh, I want to be successful, but I don't have a choice. Then I'm gonna be failure, right? No, I'm still gonna do it because I'm happy. Because I know I can get to where I want to go. Okay? I'll be right back with one more thing. I'll look for it. Be right back in a moment. Give me 1 second. Let me pause this for a second. I'll be right. Okay, so yeah, so we are about 1 hour and 46 minutes in. So I just want to go through this process really to teach you how college is not a path, but is a place for you to want to say that you really care about who you really are. Right? You are a student. That doesn't mean you're going to get all financial aid, scholarships, whatever. But really showing that you have struggled is a key. Now there's one more thing that you should know about fixing your grade. Let's say, for instance, you happen to get sick or something, and you messed up. You can't go to class anymore. Or you failed a class for some reason. You didn't want to retake it, right? Because it's like a GE. You don't like that GE anymore. They don't offer, or they suck, or something happened, and you want to take it you don't want to do that. There is a thing called a we're gonna say this, excused withdrawal. Okay, and academic renewal. So let's look at this. The answer, you're gonna look at academics, or maybe it's apply and register, I think. And then where's the admissions and records office, right? And then forms, and then you're gonna look. Does it help? Is this form? Forms are down here, right? No, I think they are student forms. There you go. That's it. Okay, academic renewal e-form. So academic renewal is basically you meet certain requirements. They're gonna tell you meet certain requirements. Up to 45 can only be one time. Eligibility for complete 45 with complete 15 with a 3.0, right? Or complete 30 units with a 2.5 or higher, right? And then what will happen is you can remove a class. You can remove up to 45 units one time of 3. Okay. Is a policy permitted students to request the exclusion of course from the GPA calculation up to. So UCs and CSU, private schools won't take this, but UC and CSUs will accept academic renewal. You just list the grades as academic renewal on the application, right? Or you can retake a class, just list as renewed, right? Just list as retake. But if it's an academic renewal, you can just list it there. Fill out this form. And this will exclude a class if you're not going to retake it. And basically, it says your current academic progress is improved from your past academic progress. I had to do this, but anyway, because I was sick for I couldn't take a class. And then that class, it was full at that time, so I didn't have time to take it. So I was like, I had to take it somewhere else at another college. But then at the other college doesn't replace. You have to take the same class at the same college to fix a grade. So you just take it here and you can fix your grade. I'm not going to include this form. This is for counseling if you ever need it. You can get that from a counselor. Counselor will tell you what to do. And then you can do the other one, which is called, let me see. Excused withdrawal here. So excused withdrawal is like, let's say you got sick and you really want to drop a class, but you don't want it to affect, because if you drop a class with a W, there's a period called NGR. NGR is no grade of record, meaning that period is a trial period, 2 weeks or whatever. If you, beyond that, you have to do either get a W, which counts towards, you get 3 chances at the same college. Then you have to go to another college. So let's say you do 3 chances at De Anza. You can't take the class 3 more times at Foothill. You have to go outside of De Anza or Foothill, right? And so that prevents you from wasting their time, whatever, right? So 3 times. So excuse withdrawal doesn't count to EW. They put EW on insurance. Too many of that also is bad. Too many W's is like you keep withdrawing. Just never complete the W is an attempt, right? But it's beyond the trial period. So, right? It's like they charge you and you try to get, they still get partial refund. So, right? So that it doesn't count to your GPA, but it does ruin your chance. It does do take one attempt. Okay? So that's that. Okay? Now, for financial aid, give me 1 second. For financial aid, you're going to do the FAFSA. So the FAFSA opens, okay, on December 1st for the 25-26 FAFSA. Your parents will need a student aid account. You will also need a student aid account. So this is the FAFSA. Studentaid.gov. Okay? FAFSA form. Complete the FAFSA. Okay, give me 1 second. And let me see here. Okay? And then the new FAFSA is going to come. There's a trial period, but then it's going to be December 1st. So follow all instructions. And there's one question that says unsubsidized loan only. You have to click yes to read the question. Click yes. It should say, do you want your parents to do information? And then there will be a part where you put your parents' name and your parents' email. And then it will send them a portal to fill out. Send them a form to fill out on their end. And then that will grab the information from the IRS. And that will automatically fill it out. So that's that. So you create an account here. You create one, and your parents, both parents have to create one, okay? So if you have your mom and your dad, have to fill that out, okay? And then you go to California Student Aid Commission. So there's limits, like you can learn that about that, but like you can't go more than 600%. That's 6 years. So if you stay at community college and you have total of 6 years to get your Pell Grant, right? You can't get more than that. Once you graduate, you can get a Pell Grant. But here, for state grant, you can only get 4 years. So remember that. Don't use up all your aid, okay? So if you go to log in here, Web for Grant. Click on Web for Grant. I'll link all of that and create an account. That's using your social security number. Just fill out your FAFSA and the state will already have this information. Everything is distributed by the schools. They'll use something called Bank Mobile. It's a refund tool. You just put in your bank information and they will resend the money to you. And also, there's something called SAP, Satisfactory Academic Progress. You need at least 67% completion of all units. So let's say you attempted, let's say this is a semester and you completed 60 semester units, but you attempted 100. You completed 30, and you attempted 60. That's way too low. 60, 30, it's 30 divided by 60. Number of units attempted divided by number of units, earned divided by attempted. So earned 30 divided by attempted 60. That is called SAP, Satisfactory Academic Progress. You need at least a 2.0 with a 67. That's every semester together, added together is the attempted, and all of them added together, that's earned is the earned. So it's not per semester, it's all semesters, or all quarters added together is the earned divided by the attempted. You can look it up, SAP, on DeAnza's website. Okay, so if you go here, click on financial aid. Financial office. And then things to know. Where is the financial wellness and literacy? I don't think that's money monthly. No. SAP status. There you go. There's the SAP status, and there's the maintaining eligibility, satisfactory academic progress, and then there's maximum time. So you can get 90%. I think it's so it's up to 90, right? So if the degree is 60, you get up to 90. So like if you're at community college, you only get up to 90. But there's always a appeal process. Don't always go to the appeal process, because the appeal process may not always work. You need proof. Like if you have mental health issues, you need to get proof from a doctor, therapist, whatever, right? Your parents cannot write a letter and say you had mental health issues, and they can just give you. You need a third party to do that. So that's that, right? and then I'll link that as well. And then the student aid commission is just state grant. So that you get 4 years, and then so they will submit a Cal Grant. If you don't have a GPA at the moment, you need at least 24 or 36, I think, for units to get the Cal Grant. But they'll use your high school GPA to get your Cal Grant when you don't have a college GPA, so that's good, right? To determine your eligibility for aid, okay? And then that's it. So now I think you should be good to go with that, okay? All right, and I think that the biggest thing to remember is, like, if you are a student, you should always understand what is required of you, and understand using Rate My Professor, understanding the basis of what your professor wants, what you need, and how you're going to focus on getting things done, registering for class early. Now, also this priority registration. If you go to apply and register, you want priority registration. So you're ready to go. Priority registrations. This is priority registration. Steps to get priority registration. Apply, do the assessment, orientation, do the academic plan, and then find registration it's there, priority registration. So if you're in DSPS, if you're CalWorks, you can apply for the special program. Student parents, right? Student athletes, right? Right? Continuing students, new. So if you want to be part of that, you can. New students are going to be group 4. So if you qualify for these programs, you can. If you're looking for programs, you can click on that. And there's also villages, which is like groups of people. Like if you're like in science program, they have these groups of people who you can be with the end of the program to give you extra support. So like you have counseling, you have these programs, learning community. That's what a village is, like a community. Like if you're health science, you put health science. That's like guided like that. And then if you go to like apply and register, all right, student services, you can see like is there special programs? I don't know. EOPS, here's program guardian, here's different program here. So these are the programs. EOPS is for low income students. So yeah, and then these are the low income students, and then the CalWorks, the Enderpond, oh yeah. Also, if you have a disability, you have IEP from high school 504 plan, you can contact the disability center and apply for a DSPS, right? That's that. Okay, if you need that. Okay, so that's the transfer process. Hope you understood, and hope you good luck. Wish you luck. And I'm gonna tell you one thing: do not try to apply out of state. Save yourself money and save yourself energy and save yourself some time. Really, it'll help you and it'll get you to your goal faster. Thank you and have a nice day. Peace.